Well, it's that time of year when we celebrate the hope and promise of students who are graduating from high school. Frank DeAngelis was principal of Columbine High School when 2 students went on a rampage, killing 12 students and a teacher. They wounded 20 others before killing themselves in the school library. Now, more than 15 years later, DeAngelis is retiring after fulfilling his promise to remain as principal until the kids who were in preschool graduated from Columbine. He spoke with Ana Cabrera and reflected on healing, the continued violence since Columbine, and how to stop it.
Who can forget these images? Who can forget the heartbreak?
Everyone around me got shot, and I begged him for 10 minutes not to shoot me.
13 people killed, 23 others injured when 2 students opened fire inside Columbine High School.
And you believe that it's never going to happen at your school.
It's a day that still haunts Columbine Principal Frank DeAngelis, who sat down with us now just days before his retirement, having dedicated the last 15 years to rebuilding the school and his community.
I felt my work was not done, and so then I made a promise to be here until every kid who was in an elementary school in this Columbine area graduated.
This year's graduates were just preschoolers when Columbine happened. Students who grew up in the shadow of tragedy that has since repeated itself around the country.
What went through your mind when you heard about Isla Vista?
Immediately it takes me back to April 20th. Columbine wasn't the first school shooting, but it was a way that it was played out in the media. I mean, it was brought into your homes day after day.
First Columbine, now Isla Vista, and in between Virginia Tech, Sandy Hook, Arapahoe High School.
Why do these school shootings keep happening?
Well, what we do see is, I think school shootings is a microcosm of what's happening in society. It's a violent society, and it has to change.
A lot has changed since Columbine. School security, police response protocols, new programs to report threats.
When people ask me, what do we need to do? Do we need more cameras? Do we need metal detectors? I said, those are things that on the surface seem that they're safe because you can see those if someone has to buzz in to get into a school. But what we can't underestimate is we need to address these kids, these killers who are crying out for help.
Which is why DeAngelis is focused on building relationships, building trust, and building kids' confidence. That's DeAngelis, who's afraid of heights, soaring into his last school assembly.
I just thought it was a gimmick, kind of, fun, eye-catching.
It was talking about fear and believing in yourself and how you could overcome that.
The idea of overcoming challenges and facing your fears is exactly what kept DeAngelis at Columbine after the shooting. His office, now a sanctuary of inspiration, walls covered in pictures of people who've provided support. President Clinton, Celine Dion, evidence that Columbine touched the nation.
Unfortunately, when you hear Columbine, immediately you think of tragedy. And I want people to think of hope. I want people to think of a community that was able to overcome such a horrific act.
A community now united, stronger than ever. A generation of students have come and gone. Preschoolers turned young adults, now with a fresh start. So too for DeAngelis, walking into retirement with his head held high. Ana Cabrera, CNN, Littleton, Colorado.
We definitely need more men like that who are willing to stay in the fight despite tragedy that unfolded there at Columbine. Keep it here on HLN. More coming up. Stay with us.